Just as Michigan has 1/5 of the world's water supply, a lot of people think that our engineering and research and development might can take us into the future, one revolving around green.
We recycled all forms of computers and electronic equipment. Okay, here's a sample of a CRT monitor, a cathode ray tube. And what we do, we actually process this material in-house at all our facilities. That's what's unique about GEEP. We're a closed-loop system, which means we do everything in-house. We do asset management, we do data destruction, we do refurbing, and we do the demanufacturing and shredding. And here's the sample of the CRT monitor. We got the casing, then we got the tube, and then we got the other glass electronic tube. And what we do, we actually remove the copper yoke. As you see, the copper. And then we have the cable wire. Then we got circuit boards. And what we do with all this will all get shredded with our GEEP proprietary equipment. And then we have a sample of a desktop. You can see the inside. We got a hard drive, power supply, and if this does not meet the technical threshold to refurbish and resell, then we actually produce it to the pure, discrete commodity. And I'll give you a little sample, put some in my hand. The growing demand of e-waste continues to increase. And right now, unfortunately, the estimated e-waste that recycled back in 2009 was only 18% out of 3.8 million tons. So it is a problem.
When you add it all up and see how much has changed in how we power our homes, cars, and businesses, and see how our leaders are working overtime to find new ways to create jobs tied to those things, you have to wonder, what will we say about all these things in 10 or 20 years?
The future is not in heavy manufacturing. We still have it. Ford Motors having a great year and so forth, but much of Ford's manufacturing is outside of Michigan. We think it's going to be in a knowledge-based economy. It's going to be in the economy that requires at least a college degree, if not a postgraduate degree. We're talking now about aerospace and defense and obviously in healthcare and research and scientific nanotechnology, information technology. The whole list of the 10 sectors we picked out all had as a common denominator the education-based economy of the future.
Well, you're going to see that Michigan, especially in the automotive field, when you're talking about green and the batteries, was at the forefront of it. The kickstart came not only from the state but from the federal government. It was an emphasis, and now you see this technology with the lithium battery and other alternatives starting to really take off.
Michigan is beginning to pick up momentum now. There are a number of areas around biomass and wind energy where we can see some nice things happening. We actually have, I think, a better spirit around the Detroit regional area with the foundations and city government and other municipalities and people inside the city saying enough is enough, we got to get this fixed. So I think we're picking up momentum, and I'm very optimistic about it all.
I think we'll be paying a lot more attention to where our energy comes from. I think we'll look back on this time and say, oh my gosh, we really were using a lot more fossil fuels than we needed to use. I mean, Thomas Edison said in the 1930s, I sure hope we get really get figured out how to get energy from solar, because that's something that's a constant. So I think we're going to look back in 20 or 30 years and say, oh gosh, I wish we had spent a little more time conserving our fossil fuels and a little more energy in promoting cleaner, greener energies.
Well, I think we have a great opportunity, but one of the two pivotal things that we've got to get past is fossil fuel energy being so cheap, and then our abuse of that energy on top of that. If we really were paying 3 times as much, we'd probably use half as much energy, and then the adoption of renewables would be more affordable and more practical. But here in the Midwest and rampant through all the states, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, they sell us cheap fossil fuel power, and we just use a lot of it.
Oh, it's changed a lot of choices. We've just started composting.
Okay.
We recycle as much as we possibly can.
Okay.
So, and I think it's important to them to learn it and to know about it.
We need to recycle, and that, to help the earth and everything. I mean, we ain't going to have an earth if we don't recycle everything and clean everything up. And
I think, for his kids and, their kids in the future, teach them now, so hopefully someday we can be self-serving through everything,
Being green is a lot more than child's play. a lot of leaders are banking that these green jobs can take us into a healthier future. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you again next week for more Michigan Matters.